Hey YouTube, thank you for tuning into the Donnie B channel. And today I thought it'd be a fun time to look back on my 1987 Mustang GT restoration process. We're going to go through pretty much all the steps of everything, tear down, bodywork, reassembly, and of course you guys have already seen the finished product, but I thought it'd be fun just to kind of, go over what happened, what all had to be involved in order to make it happen, pretty much from start to finish. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of video during this process. So I did get a good amount of pictures, as you can see here, from just pretty much the tearing down of the car before we could start doing some body work on it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll just kind of walk you along the process here and what was going on when I was going over this process. This car took about 3 years to finish, from start to finish. A lot of money, a lot of time on everyone's part that helped me, along with my friend who did the body work and the paint, my friend Jeremy the mechanic, my friend Wes, my older brother Donald. A lot of people helped in this process, so I can't thank them enough. It shows, that all the dedication that we all went through. So here, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the body work of the car. As you can see, the strut towers and frame rails, and a lot of it was already nasty and gunky. Very rusty, and as you can see, it pretty much ate away at the strut towers. I didn't think they were this bad when I bought the car, but sure enough, as soon as we started taking stuff apart, washing everything, getting rid of all the rust, sure enough, they were pretty much gone. And as you can see here, we did some sandblasting, and then of course the metal was gone, so we cut out all the bad jagged stuff, put in some fresh metal, welded it up. The holes for the bolts and everything were gone, so pretty much it all had to be made from scratch. Luckily, structurally, it was still pretty sound considering most of it was gone. Big kudos to my buddy Derek, who did all this work. I originally I was going to go with the late model restoration smooth panels for the aprons, the fender aprons there, but they didn't fit too well, and it would have been the same amount of work as to do them by themselves, and then to just make Derek make his own. So that's what he did there. IPR 15, the stock K member, I cleaned it up and then did some PRR 15 to make the K member look a little more fresh. The floor pans were kind of I was surprised by this. I thought the floor pans were pretty nice on my car. Sure enough, after we removed the carpet, you can see here that a lot of it was gone, but most of it was still actually okay. A lot of it was surface rust. Just it needed some patches, was the best way to put it. Instead of doing all new floor pans, since most of it was good, as you can see here, I mean, it makes it look like it's worse than it actually was. But my buddy decided to just go ahead and do floor patches instead of doing the whole floor pans themselves. Ended up saving me some money doing it this way. So again, very grateful for Derek to actually take on that part of the project. There was a lot more body work involved in this car than I originally intended, for actually both of us, really. I thought that this car was going to be very easy, maybe just like a scuff and paint kind of deal, a little bit of body work, I thought, especially on the roof where we saw some paint issues. But with any restoration, if any of you have done it or have thought about doing it, it's just going to happen. It's going to come up where there's going to be more involved than you originally intend. A lot of them never really go as planned. I think if you ask anyone who's ever done one, that would be the case. So diving more into the body work here, you can see that after Derek did some more on the doors and everything, the rocker panels, he really went above and beyond to straighten out the pinch welds and everything along the rocker. Mine were pretty bent up. He straightened mine out, and he did a lot of work on the door jambs and of course the hatch area, of course lining up the new doors and everything to make everything look better than factory. Again, more rust here was found in the hatch area, but that was to be expected. That's a common area for the Fox bodies. he really did an amazing job. You can see in the quality of work, and of course 3 years. That's a long time, but he spent a lot of time, making this car. I mean, as you can see it now, it's just fantastic looking. You can see that he did put a lot of work into it. Lining up the doors here, he found some problems in the passenger side quarter panel, and you can see he spent a lot of work on. He spent a lot of time on it and a lot of work. Put a lot of work and effort into making it straight, making it, better than it was, and so on and so forth. Coming up here, you can see this is what I meant when you cut out the front spots of the front bumper to remove some of those fangs or the stretching of the front bumper to not make it look so bad. Of course, you can see here the car's getting jammed out, and pretty much no steps were skipped, really, in doing this. And there's Derek there in his paint suit getting ready to spray it. It was all done in his dad's garage. He did a good job, though. His dad and him have been doing body work for a long time, paint and body. So this is just in a garage. However, it's set up properly to, do full-on paint jobs here. The right tools, the right equipment, and, there's a reason why that I went with him to do the work. There's Derek's dad doing some polishing after doing the wet sanding on the fresh clear coat. And, that once I got the car back, here you go, you can see some of the engine bay as well. Once I got the car back, the first thing I started doing, of course, was the wire tuck and putting some more parts back on the car. There's me and my buddy Jeremy, of course, putting the caster camber plates on the car so we can actually get the suspension buttoned up. And we are getting the car ready to go. It's back at my brother's place here where I started doing the wire tuck and getting this stuff ready for the motor. You can see there where I started putting the wires in place. And there's where the mass air meter and the oxygen sensor harness went through. And so it's starting to come together here. And, a lot of work. Of course, the engine bay was looking really good here. After getting the stuff in and getting the wires where I wanted them to go, everything was starting to fall into place. So it turned out really nice. There's my buddy Wes. Many thanks to him for getting things done. There you have it, folks. A little trip down memory lane of the whole restoration process of my 1987 Mustang GT. It's been fun going back down memory lane just to kind of remind myself the whole process of what had to be done to this car, because there was a lot more extensive work than I originally planned, than my paint and body guy originally planned. And again, I want to give a big shout out to my friend Jeremy, my friend Wes, my brother Donald, and the other people that helped me along the way to get this car going. It was a long journey. Again, it was pretty much over 3 years to have the car actually from when I first started tearing it down to me driving it. So it was pretty much a long time. A lot of money was spent, but again, it was a fun journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I didn't have any video of the actual process. I wish I would have started filming when we started tearing the car down and going through some of the body work. But as you can see from those pictures, a lot had to be done, and the results do speak for themselves. The car is absolutely fantastic looking. So guys, thanks for watching this video. It's my first one of 2017. We have a lot more coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned. We'll see you guys next time.